Sometimes I get better at singing. Sometimes it feels a lot like the weekend. I do my best thinking when I'm drinking.
So apparently my dad dated Kathy Hilton, her mom, when
Oh.
they were like, youngins. And I'm like, that's hilarious. And then my grandma, Dean's wife, would throw really amazing Christmas parties after Dean had passed. And so my sisters and I got to go to several of them. And the guest lists were just that, Kathy Hilton. I got to meet, I talked about this on Claim to Fame. I met Bob Saget and, oh my God, why do I always forget his name? John Stamos. I met them. They walked
Oh.
into the house at the exact same time. And I was like 7 years old and I was like, oh my God, like I'm on an
Uncle
episode of Full
Joey.
House. Yeah. I was like, am I on TV? Like, like what? So, yeah, just got to meet some very, very, very cool people when I was really young. I have a lot of those stories. Like, oh, my mom's like, oh, you've met him. Oh, you've met them. You've met her. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Was I 3? She's like, yeah. I'm like, okay.
By the way, I really enjoyed the story you told about your grandfather and going to dinner at his favorite Italian restaurant.
Isn't that cute? And apparently there are photos of that exist, but I don't know where and how to access them at all. But yeah, that's a fun story that my mom loves to tell. She's like, you had no teeth and he had no. You just were loving on spaghetti.
Do you have any other fun stories about your grandfather?
Let's see. I don't know if this one made it onto the show, but how Dean would have, actually, I think it did. Dean would have really big parties. And at the end of the night, when he was super tired and over it and wanted to go to bed, he would go up to his room and he would call the police and pretend to be a next door neighbor and be like, oh, these people next door are having like a loud party. Like, will you please go and like shut the party down? And so the police would come. They'd be like, sorry, party's over. And he'd like stand at the top of the stairs like, oh, whoops, guess the party's over. Guess you all have to go home.
That's
So
fun.
I love that. Something I would do for sure.
All right. Well, thank you so much.
Oh my God, you are so welcome. Thank you.
I hope you come back soon. This
I
is
would love
fun.
to. I will definitely talk to Logan and Elsie and Lark and see if they want to do a group
A group
something.
one.
That'd be so fun. Yeah.
I feel like we should do horror films just for LC.
You exactly. Let her pick one. If I haven't seen it, I'll watch it and I'll be obsessed because she knows the good ones.
Sadly, I've already done the Goonies.
Uh,
I know.
she had just gotten a fresh Goonies tattoo when we got into the house and we were all like bugging over it. We were like, is that a clue?
Oh, we did hear about your tattoo on the show.
I know, and I've yet to show it. I would show you right now, but I'm wearing a onesie.
Oh, yeah, that would be hard.
Mhm. Yeah, put a big sensor.
It's okay. Mine are
But
hidden
yeah,
as well. Mine are on
hidden
my
tat.
thighs, so it's kind of hard to.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you gotta drop trout. It's not good. Yeah, my first couple had some thought to them. I mean, my first was my That's the Warrior tattoo. I was 17. My mom had to take me.
Well, and that has a lot of meaning to it. So, yeah.
It does. And yeah, I didn't get to talk about this on the show, but the lady who tattooed me, so we walked into one tattoo parlor that has like 2 locations. And my mom told the guy, she was like, yeah, my daughter wants That's Amore on her somewhere. And he goes, That's Amore. He's like, is that like that Dean Martin song? And she was like, yeah, it's actually like, she's actually Dean Martin's granddaughter. And he like freaked out and he was like, hang on 1 second. And he like called the other location and he was like, okay, you guys need to go like a couple blocks down the street and ask for Deb. He was like, he didn't say why. He was just say, ask for Deb. She's going to do your tattoo. And we get down there and we meet Deb and we tell her like what I want and everything. And she has Dean, his face tattooed on her forearm with a bunch of other famous people too.
Yeah.
But she was just like, I love him. And so she became my tattoo artist like right there. And she's done all of mine since then.
That's cool.
Awesome.
All right.
Thank you so
Thank you.
much. Have a
Bye.
good night.
You too.
Mwah.